Hi everybody, it's Jocelyn Fraser with J Fraser Photography. In today's video, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how to get good detail shots of your knives to send to me for my image editing service. So I've already gone over in another video how to get a decent photo of the whole knife like this, so I'm not going to go over it again. Be sure that you go back and watch that video on how to get proper lighting and take a decent single angle of your picture. So let's say that we've gotten this picture right here, looks beautiful, and now we want to get a detail shot of, let's say, the guard. So the first thing that most people do is they'll just zoom in or bring their camera closer to the guard. And while that's okay, I usually recommend that you flip the knife over to the other side where it's not the maker's mark side, because that will give the appearance that you are showing off more of the knife and give it just a little bit more of a better look and feel in your picture. So we'll flip it over to the other side, and remembering that the knife is 3D, we don't want to take a picture just like this because it kind of looks like a 2D object, right? So we're going to angle the knife just a little bit, just so you can start to see the top of the spine on the blade, and also angle it just a little bit, the blade away from you, so that you can just see the back of the guard right there. And that would make for a pretty decent photo. Now the other mistake that I see people do is they will bring their cameras in super close to the guard like this. And while that does show off the details beautifully, you know, if you're going to send this to me for editing, these photos won't work. You're just too close to the guard, and when I extract it from the background and put it in the image to edit, it's just not going to work very well. So you actually want to back out your camera just a little bit and get a photo like this, and it will give me more room to work with it in the image, and in the end give you a better professional image. It just gives me more to work with. Now let's say that one of our angles, we want to show off the sculpting of the handle here. First off, the mistake that I see a lot of makers do is they will hold their knife for pictures. And the problem with that is that you can see my middle finger and my thumb, they're covering parts of the handle. And if the handle, any part of the knife is obstructed by your fingers or any other objects, I can't bring those details back. So you want to make sure that your fingers, your hands, are not in the way of your pictures. So to fix that, we're going to have to hold the knife by the blade. That way you can get a nice picture of that handle without your fingers being in the way of anything. We can always clean the blade and get our fingerprints off later, but I cannot bring the details back in the handle if the details are hidden behind your fingers. So while we're here, I'll show you how to get a decent picture of the handle. So again, what you want to remember is that knives are a 3D object, so you want to show that it's a 3D object. So instead of taking a picture like this, where you can't see the spine or the belly of the handle, I'm going to tilt that belly up a little bit, and now you can kind of see two sides to the knife. You can see the side of the knife of the maker's mark, and you can also see the belly of the blade and the underside of that ricasso. And that will be a much better picture than something flat like this. Biggest takeaways is make sure your fingers are not covering any part of the knife, and make sure that your camera is not too close to the knife either. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or want to see anything more specific on how to get different detail shots, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.